What is the criteria to decide to take a DUI case to trial? Attorney Brian Sloan says, "When I meet with people, I can usually get a pretty good sense of whether or not the case would be more likely to go towards a trial, although this would not mean the case would actually make it to trial. One of the biggest determining factors is whether or not the person was asleep in their vehicle while they were parked on the side of the road or parked in a parking lot. These cases tend to be the ones where I need to advise my clients that there was a stronger likelihood of having to go to trial because there is also a stronger likelihood that I should be able to get the case dismissed ahead of time." One of the defenses against DUI charges in Arizona is the shelter rule defense, and this would apply if someone was in a parking lot and they were asleep. This rule basically says that as a society, we want to encourage people who are too drunk to be driving to pull over to the side of the road or pull into a parking lot and sleep off the effects of the alcohol. Unfortunately, officers are still looking for that type of scenario, and they are arresting people and charging them with DUIs. My objective as an attorney would be to get the case dismissed, and in fact, I was able to get dismissed the last 2 cases I had under those circumstances, which saved my client a lot of money. In fact, I ended up refunding them money because I felt that I ethically had not earned enough to warrant me keeping the money they paid. During the case before this one, however, the prosecutors were not willing to dismiss the case, whereas I had told them from the very beginning that the case should be dismissed or else they would lose. The prosecutors felt differently, so we ended up having to go to trial on that. There was no way I would have my client take a plea agreement to a DUI when they were innocent. They had done exactly what they were supposed to do. Unfortunately, that case had to go all the way to trial, but I was able to convince the jury that my client was innocent, so they found him not guilty on all charges and completely acquitted him. For a free phone consultation, contact Attorney Brian Sloan in Phoenix, Arizona at 480-245-5319 or visit him on the web at www.arizdui.com.